I just got a new camera. How do we get this open, dude? How am I supposed to? Look what we got. We got a new camera and a new little camera stick. Isn't that cool? What do you think? Are you excited to see this? First thing I'm doing is closing that up so I don't get the screen all ruined. I don't like that this doesn't, it just has a block, but I guess I'll get used to that. Oh, it just turns right on. Can I press this? Oh. Oh. Okay, so from this far out, here is what it's recording. It's natural lighting today, very bright in my office. Let's see, as I'm turning, whoa, oversaturated right here. Overall, I think it looks pretty good. My phone looks a lot warmer and like shows everything. And, oh, we got real dark here. It's fixing, okay. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so you push this little thing out and that's how you can slide this thing in. I'll figure it out, don't worry. I'll figure it out. Oh, it goes sideways. Okay, so it's like right on top. That's kind of interesting. Let's see how this sounds with that little thing on it. Is it keeping me in focus even if I'm not touching myself, or does it know? Oh, I think that. Something like that isn't. Is it gonna figure it out, or am I gonna have to touch that? Interesting. I guess I have to play around with this a little bit more. The lighting is taking a little long to adjust, I'd say. It says tracking canceled. Oh, so it didn't want to focus on, wait, why is it not focusing on this again? Oh, okay, that's not, I mean, it's upside down. The lighting is like all around, just takes a bit of time. So I guess that's just something I'd have to get used to. My arm already hurts from holding it. Why is this not wanting to focus? I just realized it came with a battery, but how do I charge it? Why would they not give you a way to charge it unless, do you charge? I need to read up. Oh, okay, so you can charge it using USB, which is, I guess I've just always had the external chargers. I didn't know that was a thing. I would assume the external chargers would be faster than doing it this way, but I think you can just plug it right into that, then plug this into the USB, like into a thing, you know what I'm talking about. I don't love that because then this has to be sitting out somewhere, so I will probably still buy the external charger things that I know they have. Which way does this go? What do you think? What do you think, Tater? What do you think? You're so cute. You are. I'm filming it at 7:30 a.m. This is what the lighting and the audio on my iPhone looks like. And this is what the lighting and audio on the camera looks like without the little puffball thingy on top. And then if I turn around, this is kind of what it looks like. Overall, I think the iPhone like evens things out and keeps things level the entire time. And then the camera kind of, I feel like, is more contrasted. Like I feel like I'm overexposed, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just used to my iPhone looking this way. I can't get him if he's like right here. I would almost have to turn this around and do it like this if I wanted him in the shot this close to me, which he does get this close to me quite often. Am I going to be vlogging him this close to me all the time? Probably not. But I'm just trying to get a bunch of variety of angles and everything just to really test this out because this is brand new to me. I just got done walking an hour, so looking like a hot mess. We're just going to ignore that. Although here's the thing. I cannot look at this and keep talking. I have to look at the side. So how bad does it actually look that I'm not looking straight at the camera? Does it look that bad? I think I would just have to either really practice this or just get over it because I don't think I can film not seeing myself. And I know that sounds weird to say, but like, I don't know, I can't make eye contact. And I also find it weird to remember to look at this instead of looking over here where there's movement. So okay, here is another comparison later in the day. It is 11 o'clock, so not as early, bright sun coming in. I'm using the front camera on my phone because I need to be able to see what I'm doing. That's usually what I film with. Now I'm standing right in front of a window. Let's see. Ooh, okay, so that looks real bad on the camera. My phone still looks pretty good, but this has not readjusted. And I hate how washed out I look. Do I have to change like some of the white balance? Because this looks really bad. I have it set to intelligent auto, so it should be changing the white balance like automatically. I really like how it looks on my iPhone better, but I guess we'll get used to it maybe. I mean, also how often am I gonna be standing right in front of a window, you know? Ooh, that's pretty contrast. Am I still in focus? Okay, overall, what are my thoughts? I think sitting here where I normally would be filming, I like how the camera looks a lot better. On my phone, you can see everything around me. I don't use cinematic filming on my phone simply because of how much storage it takes up. I just simply don't have that much room on my phone. I find that super hard to work with, even though it does look better. So I'm used to the warmer tone on my phone and like how even everything is, but I do really like how sharp the camera looks. Let's see if I can get this to focus today. I think if it can still see my face, it doesn't want to focus, but if I kind of hide, it zooms right in. Okay. Here is the camera I used to use. When I got this, I got it mostly for taking photos. So that's what it's good for. And it does take really nice photos. The issue I have though is in order to get nicer photos, you have to get certain lenses and everything like that. So I have a 50mm lens, which means that if I'm all the way over there with the camera, I have to be all the way over here to even be in frame properly. So that's just not really realistic. And then it's so echoey in here when you're speaking that far away, and then the audio is really bad. So then you end up having to mess around with it so much in Premiere. But what I loved about this is it had the flip screen as well. So I could do that and film. This is actually touchscreen, so when you turn this on, you can actually touch it. When you touch the touchscreen on here, it doesn't work. So that is really weird. I just didn't feel like upgrading to the ZV Mark II or whatever it's called. It would have been $100 more or something. And I was like, let's just see if I even like this. And if those small details really bother me, then maybe eventually I can justify the cost. Turn it back off. I do like that there's an on and off switch with this camera. It automatically turns on when you open the thing, and I don't really like that. I also don't love that when you have this hooked up to something, you can't get into the battery pack, which is where I know they have made changes to that with the newer version of this camera. But for this, if you're mounted right here, you can still access the battery. But obviously this is DSLR. This is more professional for photos. I can't hold this though. This is super heavy. You really can't vlog with this, and that's not what it's meant for anyways. I do like that this is a little bit easier to play around with. I think if you're gonna have a touchscreen, you need to make it work as a touchscreen. I think that's really silly to not have that capability. I used to have a Nikon and then I upgraded to this. So I've now had a Nikon, Canon, and Sony. I don't even know if there's any difference between this and the Nikon, like fundamentally. Obviously the specs were different, but yeah. So this is what I used to have. I never really was filming with this because it was just too big and bulky and didn't really work. But I felt really bad that I had bought it. But then I remembered that I didn't buy that to be a vlogging camera or to be a camera that I would film videos with. I bought it to take photos with. So then I didn't really feel so bad buying this. And also, let me just tell you two things. I'm constantly running out of space on this phone. That is the #1 issue I have. Is this lopsided or is that even? I don't know, I can't tell. Is this in focus or not? I wonder, I can't even tell right now. So I was constantly having to delete things to be able to record, and then I tried to play Sims last week and my computer crashed because Origin is currently being discontinued for Mac. And it stopped working. And then this led into a ripple effect of so many issues. I couldn't get the software to update, so I had to restart my computer twice, not once, twice, to be able to even use AirDrop. I have too many videos I can't even film on here. I can't AirDrop to my computer. So now my option is to delete a bunch of videos while I'm on here or send it to Google Drive, download, then delete and repeat the cycle. And I was like, this is so much freaking work. And that was kind of the final nail in the coffin. I was like, okay, I need to get a new camera because this is just not gonna work. My option was to either buy a camera or buy a new phone with more storage. Either way, I'm spending about the same money. So I figured, let's just get a camera, see how that works. And honestly, taking an SD card out of this and putting it into my computer eliminates the need for AirDrop. I feel like that is a win in itself, is that if AirDrop decides to stop working randomly again, I won't have to worry about being out of commission for an entire day. Overall, like from what I can see so far in the viewfinder, I feel like this is doing really nicely. I think it's gonna really be hard for me to stay on here because I just wanna look and make sure everything is still looking good. Okay, so I have filmed at least 20 minutes so far today, I think. And we're not even down a battery percent, like a bar. So I have no idea how long the battery will last. It said I had 2 hours, I think, when I first pressed film. I usually just film and remove, so I don't really keep tabs on that stuff too much. But I do plan on using this for my dog a little bit because my dog has a YouTube channel and he does a lot more running, so it will be interesting to see how well this camera performs with more action, or if it's really just only good for face-to-face, like not moving stuff. I'm not sure, but for now, I feel like this is a really good camera. I guess we will see how everything looks when I get it into Premiere and edit. I have the little muffler thing on now. Earlier, I did not. So when I sat down to do this part of the video, I put the little puffball thing up, and so maybe you can tell a difference, maybe you can't, I'm not sure. Okay, it still doesn't want to focus on something if it's small like this and you can still see my face. So I wonder, okay, but when you do that, it focuses pretty good. Okay, so I just have to remember, put it right in front of my face and then it will do it right away. Okay, it still didn't because it's on my eyeball. See, I can see the tracking is on my eye. So I have to just remember to cover my face. But then I can't see. I feel like that's doing a lot better than yesterday when I was testing it out. Okay, so this is why people cover their whole face when they do this, but then it gets super dark. So I think it would just be better to turn it around if I was gonna do something like that. Does this like not know how to focus on this? Okay, I feel like that's doing a really good job. Okay, once it focuses, it looks like it's pretty sharp. Okay, this one's not wanting to go. Okay, so if I tap on it, tracking was canceled. Look at how pretty that is. Okay, you can get a lot of detail up close. Way better than my phone ever could. That's for sure. I can tap on the screen to make it track what I want to. Oh, that went right away. So it had a better time tracking the black. Maybe the gray was just too similar to the background. Oh yeah, see? That was instant. The gray must just be too difficult. Yeah. So I guess that's good to know. Okay, so it's only appropriate that I give a final review after all of this, because now that I have fully edited my video and seen the audio, seen the footage, I feel like I can talk more about what it actually looks like. I will say that the screen kind of washes you out. It makes you look super bright compared to when you actually get the footage on your computer. So some of the times I was like, I like how my phone looks a little bit more because I look super washed out on the camera, and then it wasn't that bad on screen. So I think that this actual screen that comes on here isn't 100% accurate. Audio wise, I feel like this sounds really great. It sounds a lot better than my other camera for audio. So I actually don't feel like I need to get an external mic because I feel like it sounded a lot better. Whereas that camera needed an external mic or it was just gonna sound like trash. And you can let me know, do you think it sounds fine? Because I think it sounds fine. It sounds like a little bit better than my iPhone. And I don't know that this made too huge of a difference, but I also wasn't like out in a windy area and I don't really see myself doing that anyways. I like how easy this camera was to get set up. I am using this on auto. I haven't done anything, changed any settings. I have the skin softening filter thing set to mid instead of like high or low, and I think I will probably keep that on because that just makes me feel a little bit better about myself. But yeah, so they do have that option and I have that turned on right now. Overall though, I think this is a good camera for filming videos. I think it's gonna take some time getting used to how small it is because it is like a good 2 inches shorter than my phone, and then it's obviously a lot smaller than my DSLR because that's like 3 times the size as this, like weight, bulkiness wise. So I'm just not used to holding something so small when I'm taking photos. So that's definitely something to get used to. And I definitely think I need to buy like a strap or something so I don't drop this when I'm using it because I really felt like I was going to. Otherwise, I think that it does an okay job with action. My dog moves a lot. He's not like a smooth like glider running in a straight perfect line. He moves all over the place and he's fast, and it wasn't keeping him in focus. I guess I just need to look more into that and see if there's something I was supposed to be doing instead of just straight out of the box what I had been doing. Yeah, in those videos it was probably hard to tell because it was moving so fast, but if I paused it for a second I could see that he actually wasn't in the focus, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. But that I think covers it all. I overall would say if you are looking for a new camera, that I think this is a great one to use and it's a good starting point to get used to taking videos. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and I will see you next time. Bye.